Hi gang, welcome back to the Unraised Latina Ever. God, where do I start? Well, I'll tell you, I have been hearing things about Facebook, and I've known my posts have been blocked by the Facebook Nazis for some time, unless there's an important election and they want us to do something for them, you'll get visibility. But if you do something that is not on their agenda, you're not going to get visibility, and then you have to pay for the visibility, and it will cost you up to Wazula. But I noticed that there was a post this morning on my feed. It was by George W. Bush's mother, Barbara Bush. I liked her a lot better when she was a librarian, and she just wanted to read books to the little kids. And then when she started playing politics, and talking out because little Jebby was not doing very good in the polls, it didn't help his cause, to have mommy talk about what a mean bad man Mr. Trump is. Anyway, I know that they were able to say he was a what is that, blowhard and a big mouth and all that other good stuff, but I have to give him credit where credit is due. He has a really lovely wife, and that's more than what Bill Clinton will ever have. Bill Clinton raped women, whereas Donald Trump, he pays his whores. And I think that's a good thing. You pay your bimbo. You got to do that. You got to respect your women that way. He pays for it. So it's not like he's out there raping these innocent women or anything. He's getting the best of the best. These women do this for a living. He's got to keep the prostitutes in business, unlike you guys. You want to put them out of business. But anyway, I'd like to say, the prostitutes get younger and younger with the Republican Party covering up the sex slave trafficking. It's really huge. It's been huge ever since George W. Bush was in office, except it wasn't little girls, it was little boys back in the day, like paper boys and stuff, like Johnny Goosh or would coochie, whatever. But he would bend down and touch his toes while all the senators would pork him. No, did I just say that? Oh gosh, we could not say that before the media. But I guess that never made the light of day, because I guess those people weren't relevant enough. It's interesting how Bilderberg and all the conspiracy theories are just theories, and how Mr. Bush is such a good guy and how Mr. Trump is such a bad man. But the bad man got elected by we the people. Imagine that. Even though Hillary Rotten Clinton, I don't even call her Rodden, it's Rotten Clinton, had cheated and hacked the elections and got a lot of the FBI to join forces and cover up a lot of stuff. Now, I know that they possibly couldn't alienate themselves away from the Clintons, because God forbid, they're all in cahoots together. And the one person that's not in cahoots, that's absolutely getting on the border, is Mr. Trump. And speaking about the border, we wanted Mexico to pay for the fence, and we were a little bit short on the fence money. I was working out today, and I was getting a brainstorm here. The whole fact that Mr. Trump likes to negotiate, and he does that very well, and he became a very successful man, right down to pretty much everything he does in his daily life. He doesn't have things just given to him like entitlements or anything like that, like certain people do. So anyway, like Jeb thought that the presidency should have just been his, because it was his father and it was passed down to his brother, and he's like, Mommy, I'm next in line. If you imagine Trump, nobody ever ran for president in his family. His father wasn't president, and his brother wasn't president. And so he didn't have the inside knowledge and the establishment help like Jeb. And so don't you think that maybe we the people, wanted to have something different? We wanted to have border security. We wanted to have the motherfucking fence. And maybe, we weren't buying this whole global, thing. And maybe, just maybe, we wanted it to be safer in this country for our kids and our kids' kids and their kids' kids. Because, open borders isn't a safe thing, and either is letting in all the criminals and all the poverty that comes along with it. So I personally would rather a man say a few F-bombs, and do things, in the Trump fashion. I mean, his son absolutely wrote me this beautiful letter. I can't even I put it over there. I want to go get it, because I got a glossy of Mr. Trump. And I only sent like a $25 donation. I didn't send like a $50 donation. And so I really feel like this was in the best taste ever, because, you know, I've never gotten that glossy of Mr. Bush. And this is a really nice little picture that I got with my little $25 donation. Not to say that all you guys are going to get this nice little picture for, you know, your money, but it makes me want to give him more money and more money, because he's so gracious. And I've never seen such a gracious president before. And it came with this little letter. You know, I just like to frame this one too, you know, by his son. You know, like, can you imagine, like, none of my kids would do this for me. I don't know, you know, like, I mean, maybe, but maybe not, you know. I mean, I don't even get thank you letters when I give them a Christmas gift or anything. So anyway, I just think that's really cool. You know, the whole time that Mr. Bush was in, office, I've not seen things being honored, and our troops weren't being honored. Our country wasn't being honored. We were just this country of give, and none of the laws were being upheld. And I watched things decline so bad that we pretty much developed the biggest amount of debt in history under the Bush administration. So I'm thinking, how dare you criticize and cut down a man who absolutely had no experience, no political connections, no ability and inside stuff with the Congress, who has done more for this country in the last 2 years than Bush and Bush Sr. has done in the whole time that they've ever been in office. So I know maybe you think that maybe they're being misogynist and racist and against anti-woman, but what was really anti-woman was losing my marriage of 30 years, my home, and everything that I ever had, because the economy went to shit. That's what we lost. And many other Americans would stand behind me as we rallied up in D.C. for immigration reform, and not a single media camera was there. So don't tell me, Mrs. Bush, that Mr. Trump isn't for women. He's more for women than your family will ever be. Enough said.